Coming into this, though, they've not got themselves an op, which I suppose is a standard enough play on the T side of Inferno. They just want to bring the AKs and bring the hurt early on, I suppose.
Should be fine for them. The AK's definitely more versatile as they start to move in towards top mid. Looks like Virtus.pro are fully focused towards the A side of the map, leaving Banana alone, and there's the opening from Mihu. Robo goes for the solo play, the AWP doesn't pay off, and VP get the early lead.
This is looking good for VP with the bomb site under their control. A 4 versus 2 emerges, and the bomb soon to be planted. Nemiga decide that this buy round is not where they're going to be contesting things. They're bailing on out of here and going for the save towards the B bomb site. Now, they invested a lot into this round here, and although the loss bonus is built up for them almost fully, the problem for them becomes that even in the next round, getting a buyout will be a little bit difficult for them. They come in with a, provided they save both these weapons, they come in with a kit, they come in with armor, they could go for a force buy around this, even with weaker weapons. On Inferno, it's very viable to take them out. One of the maps where we see, I think, probably the highest rate of force buys for the CT side in the map pool at the moment. Excluding Vertigo, because
Who knows? Have you played any Vertigo in matchmaking or anything, Mitch?
yeah, I've been playing quite a bit of it just to get used to it and kind of get a feel of how it's going. But I felt ashamed watching that game yesterday when we were myself and Dean were casting it. It was Norwin. I'm going to pronounce that wrong every time. An AGO. And it's like the things these guys think of. There's windows they're throwing Molotovs through. There's wall bangs. Like, I played quite a bit of it, and I didn't see any of the stuff they were using until that game. But that's why they're professionals, and I just talk about them.
That's true. Well, I'm sure that they prepared in the practice servers to make sure they got all those nades on point. But in comes the B push. Bialy will get trade. Only one CT here, and the spray is good. Bialy completely cracks open the B bomb site. And this is never an easy retake in a 3v3. This B bomb site will be tough for Nemiga to take.
Indeed, retaking the B bomb site's never going to be ideal, and especially with a man disadvantage in play. And Nemiga know that, so once again forced over into getting a save. They do find 2 kills, but economy management is not really going to be their objective at this point. They need to be finding themselves the round wins at this point because the T's building up quite a scoreline early on. The thing here, with this VP lineup, I'm a little bit, maybe not confused, but I'm wondering what's going on with them. So they've got Veggie coming into play here, and their kind of 5th slot has been rotating around quite a lot. They've had Soball in there recently as well. Looks like they're just taking players from Pact to fill the 5th slot. And I'm wondering who they're looking to actually have in there permanently. Whether they're thinking about taking a player from Pact as their own, or if they're looking elsewhere.
Yeah, it's kind of a tough one because there aren't going to be too many players that are sort of freely available within the Polish scene. Everyone's going to be on at least some sort of team. So I guess it's just a question of, you know, could you get one of the Ago or Kingwin players? Maybe they can't get any of those players, so they look towards Pact. It's Snatchy to get the opening in this round, though. That AWP finally coming into play on the T side. You were talking about earlier, Mitch, how you don't need that AWP on the T side of Inferno, but Snatchy decides to pull it out, and it pays off for him.
Yeah, sure, you don't really need it, but it's always nice to have, or can be nice to have, depending on the player. And Snatchy's one of those guys that you're not going to be too surprised to see it in his hands, regardless of the side of the map. Interestingly, for Nemiga, they come in with a man disadvantage early on. They have still got a lot of AUGs in play and utility, so late round they're still looking okay, but the problem is there's a minute 10 seconds left on the clock. VP haven't kind of indicated where they're going just yet. They're faking out a bit of presence towards A, but that seems to be read by Nemiga. With the utility being expended without any real contact being shown on the back of it, Box rotates over to help out his teammate Jo on the bomb site itself. Robo finds a great kill on A. And this is an interesting read from VP. Now they start to rotate back to A. After one player showing himself, dying, and finding nothing, Nemiga may now assume that it's going to be a B hit. They leave a player on Banana to cause a bit of a fake further. And VP focus towards A. At this point, though, they can't afford to flip again. Losing players as they go. but Snatchy eventually finding the opening onto Robo leaves a very isolated lollipop on the bomb site. They can split through CT towards B if they want to, but at this point they know that there's 2 players dropped on A and should suspect that there's only 1 guy left.
Ooh, there it is. Bialy finds the second entry in towards A. I was about to point out that VP had plenty of nades that they could have used to try and take this A site, but they didn't really end up using them. They just kind of walked forwards, managed to get the trades together. They didn't go for a full on-site take. And so VP just get the win based off of the trades. And I always say, especially on Inferno, once you go down to that 4v4 on the CT side, it becomes quite a lot more awkward to get the hold correctly because the rotation between those 2 sites is so long that these 2 B players can just have no impact on the round, Mitch. It really does become a problem for the CTs, how long those rotations can be once you start to go down to, you know, those 4v4s or 3v3s.
The problem right now, I feel, for Nemiga is that regardless of the fact that they're occasionally winning the opening duels, they're managing to leave themselves, you know, not in a terrible position kind of a minute into the round. When VP decide to hit a bomb site, they're finding the openings, they're finding the bomb plants, and constantly leaving that CT side with nothing to work with. A 6-1 lead is like 6 rounds for the T side Inferno. You can get away with it. But there's a lot of responsibility on Nemiga to win pretty much every round from this point forward. That's a very, very difficult spot to be in, considering they haven't looked convincing in any of these rounds. And again, the only round that they have won was the pistol. Double check that, because of course we weren't here for... Yeah, indeed, it was the pistol. It was the pistol with a defuse. So they haven't looked convincing in any round so far. And the ones that we've been here for have certainly looked massively skewed in favor of VP. With Inferno being Nemiga's map pick... Yeah. It starts to put a bit of doubt into our mind as to whether this is going to be as close of a game as we expected. Nemiga need to prove to us they've got what it takes, and they've got a full buyout here. Again, costing them a lot, but this time with a double op setup, that could be the change that makes a change.
Yeah, it does feel like Nemiga needs something to start going their way here, because I don't really have too much faith in Nemiga on Nuke. It's not really a map they found much success on. I mean, you were talking about how VP are picking players from Pact to stand in. Well, Nemiga lost against Pact on Nuke a few days ago, so that could be a real problem if they end up losing this map. They need to go in. JYO takes the damage. Molly comes in. He's forced to fall back. He gets away with his life, but VP will take away banana control.
Although the banana control's in their favor, at least they haven't found anything on the back of it just yet. Still going to be walking into an AWP as they push forward, but lots of utility in play for them. They can cut off the majority of these players. Jo towards Dark with box up close. Oh, the Molotov is a little bit too shallow. Jo peeking out with the op. Doesn't find anything. Gives away his position as well. There's one on the board, though. Trading out box. Looking for more. His teammates coming in as well. This is looking fantastic. Nemiga finally getting the rounds on the board. By the looks of it, with Snatchy forced to retreat. AWP in his hands. Robo peeking in from the CT spawn. In through the smoke. Jo in Dark. That's what they needed. The ops coming through to make the difference in this round as VP get caught off guard. With 15 seconds left. They have enough money on the board that they don't really need to worry about saving that. But Snatchy on 14k, he could probably do with it. It essentially means he's paying 1,700 to bring that up forward. Because of course he wouldn't get any greater loss bonus being so close to 16k. Definitely wants to save that rifle.
Yeah, as you were talking about, the 2 AWPs really doing the damage on the hold. That's what made the difference. Seems like maybe that's what Nemiga have been waiting for. They don't fight for the banana control too hard, but they got some early information there, and that allowed them to maybe lean a little more heavily towards B. They managed to get a slightly faster rotation over, and so the mostly Belarusian side will be taking their second round win, but Virtus.pro not going slow in this round, running right up in towards B. They're putting early pressure on Nemiga, and the push will continue. Mihu looking to take control of the site. These AWPs are still in position. Mihu ends up going down. It's the CT shutting it out entirely. VP just get wrecked.
Indeed, the B bomb site's proven to be a little bit of a difficult spot to conquer for VP at the moment. Playing much faster in that round, and I'm surprised because so far the slow strategy's been working for them. They've been able to catch Nemiga out of position. But now Nemiga certainly looking alive with the 5 scopes in play. This is what they needed, perhaps, to find the victory. Will it continue, though? As VP surely not going to be attempting the same strategy this time. J.O. inside the Molotov, going for the peak early. Goes down to 29 HP. Even a nade there could have destroyed him. Very risky. And without finding an opening for it, puts VP ahead by a small margin. Still, though, with an AWP in play, the ability to find the kill. Taking minimal damage in the process. Of course, the one-shot kill can level it out. But if he's caught off guard, or indeed if a nade lands on him, he's in a world of hurt. Nobody yet gearing up towards B. See, this is what I prefer to see from VP, those slow rounds, because, again, this is what's been working for them so far.
Ooh, some re-aggression from Nemiga into towards Banana. They don't want to give up that portion of the map, but like you said, the AWP is low, so Box will have to do quite a lot of work here, and he manages to get the opening. That looked like a solo play from Snatchy. Not really enough support for him to be making that sort of a risky play on the edge of the smoke, and Bialy gets tagged through the wall. Extra damage done as Bialy tries to fall back. VP will look in towards A, but Robo and Box combine in towards A long. Another round where Nemiga just looks solid on the hold.
Provided they can close this one out. Looks like VP still want to go for it. Edging forward with 20 seconds left. Lollipop drops off. Now they know that he's there. They've got that information. Snack's going to find one. MDS swinging out. See if he can take him down. Actually goes for the short peek where Bialy's waiting. And now things start to look a little bit worse for Nemiga. They're locked out of the A bomb site. Bomb going to be planted. Okay, you may just have cursed it. Caster's curse may be coming into effect. Snack's in the pit. There's no nades to take him out of it. There is a Molotov, actually. It could force him out of position a little bit. It's on J.O. There it goes. He's now forced to the open. Has to take a straight-up fight. Wins it somehow. He's on 15 HP. Eventually going to be dropped by the AUG. But Bialy on 10 can run that clock down if he can survive a little bit longer. But it doesn't look possible. A 10-second defuse. They have enough time, I think, just about. And so Nemiga walk away with another victory. A 4th round on the board. VP, though, make it very close.
I think some slight mistakes made by Nemiga on that initial hold there. I think Lollipop falling back was just kind of caught with bad timing. That wasn't too bad. But then MDS waits so long in pit. He doesn't try and get the instant trade, which probably would have been a free frag on the player that was pushed out through apartments. Instead, he waits in the pit, maybe trying to help for some other teammates to be in position to help him out. And he ends up losing that second fight. So that's what costed Nemiga, but already, Box is the first to fall in this round. I did not expect to see such quick aggression down Banana, and Bialy tries to make a better play, doesn't pay off for him, ends up being a 1-for-1 trade at the start of the round.
The 1-for-1 looking better for VP as they close in on the A bomb site. Still only 2 players to defend it for Nemiga, as they had left the players a little bit aggressive on Banana. Rotation coming around from MDS eventually, and with VP taking it slow, he might get there in time to stop some of that aggression, help out his teammates. He's already got long, or at least CT on lockdown. VP not fully committing towards A. You know, I think the time to fully commit was a little bit earlier on. Now they're kind of looking for another pick. They lose one. Snatchy can't get the trade with a great flashbang coming through. Now things become a little bit more difficult because Lollipop's in play in the pit. He finds one, spamming through the smoke, flashbang over, allowing himself and his teammates to peek. They don't spot anybody out. Eventually do catch Snatchy, rotating back over towards middle. Robo's, no, he's already seen Veggie. MDS is swinging out on him, taking him down, and VP looked good there. I feel like, sure, the slow plays are working for them, but when you find that open and pick like that, if you're going to just sit around short, if you're not going to try, you know, go back and go B or anything like that, it's time to just hit that bomb site.
I also feel as though Bialy did somewhat force the issue up Banana at the start of the round, especially because he was basically alone on Banana. He'd got his team the man advantage. It really didn't feel necessary to go for that further aggression, especially when you've seen the ups of Nemiga play in towards Banana previously. VP should be very aware that Nemiga have those 2 AWPs. So just trying to take a 1v1 fight like that with the AK against the AWP on Banana, it's just not really a positive play. You're going to lose that fight more often than not. And I guess the other way you can look at it is if Bialy wins that fight, he probably wins them the round, but it's just such a risk to take when you've already got the man advantage. And unfortunately for VP, they've got some slight issues with their buy, but Nemiga taking the fight to their opponents, pushing straight down mid. Veggie full blind. How does he get these kills? 2, 3 frags for Veggie. That is ridiculous. How does he get away with that?
Absolutely incredible. I mean, Nemiga made the ballsy play, and it looked like it was going to work, but so quickly pulled back into VP's favor. As I say that, though, the AWP pick comes in from Jo. Still, 2 AWPs looking to hold this down. If VP get control of the A bomb side, it becomes very difficult to make that retake happen. And right now, as they... Oh, no, they were angling towards balcony, but looking to walk out short. Robo's watching the angle, finds one. Bialy swings out, but he's down on the floor as well. And a 6th round for Nemiga, looking so much better later on in this map. VP were up 6-1 at one point and almost uncontested in every round outside of the pistol. But since then, Nemiga have woken up, and this double op setup alongside their AUGs has just looked unstoppable so far.
Ooh, this is a very last-second call from VP. They're eventually buying. Took them a long time to decide whether they wanted to buy in this round. But they will be going fully force up, and I think it's probably the correct call. They've got 4 AKs, they've got a fair amount of utility to work with. Again, though, we see VP all group up at the start of the round. They've completely given up banana control, which Nemiga will happily take control of. That means that VP might feel pressured into pushing this A site quickly, but Nemiga push all the way down banana for the initial entry.
And this is bad now, walking out into a firing squad. After the entries going Nemiga's way, they just continue to clock up on the board. Snatchy finds one, but the trade from MDS we saw jumping up on top of the hay bales finds the round. And a 7th on the board for Nemiga at this point. VP, they made a risky call in the previous round, a late call as well to go for that buy, and it looks like they're going to go for it again. Snacks buys down very, very low. 4 MAC-10s and an AK-47. Lots of utility. So we can expect probably a faster play, certainly a lot more close range in game engagements. And towards banana is where you expect to see SMGs going, and that's where they're going to be rolling, getting up close and personal very early on. Do they check sandbags, though? Not yet. Veggie finds one, but the player's still alive there. Box going to grab 2. Well, the damage, at least onto Veggie. MDS traded out, but I expected a lot more from that position considering he was left completely unchecked. Able to get up close now, the SMGs pose a serious threat to the CT side, but as Mihu is taken out in CT with his teammates still in banana, things start to look better for Nemiga with a man advantage and indeed the weaponry advantage firmly in their favor. And only a smoke left on the VP side to make the late round work. Still a minute on the clock, so they've got plenty of time to decide where they want to take things. The favor now firmly sitting with the CTs.
VP decide to take a little bit of time before actually pushing towards a site. But if they try to push B, this could easily go their way. Currently, MDS is the only man here. However, VP have started to make noise. The rotation will come through, and while there is a CT smoke down, MDS is buying so much time from the back of the site. They don't know he's there. Finally, MDS comes in, and that leaves it all on Snatchy. 1v3, and he doesn't even react to MDS peeking him. Not great from Snatchy at the end there, but that 1v3 was never going to be easy. It's Nemiga to take their 8th round, and now there's no decision in terms of the buy here, Mitch. VP have to buy, with it being the last round of the half.
Well, they have to buy, but getting around on the board is starting to look less and less likely for them. Nemiga becoming very convincing in these late rounds. I said, you know, 9-6 is where they wanted to end things up, but it was incredibly unlikely. They decided to go ahead and show us just how easy it can be. If VP can find a 7th here, at least things will look better for them. Gotta remember, this is Nemiga's map pick, so the more the merrier on that T side. But you are going to expect a very decent T half to come out from Nemiga when they swap on over. Early on, no real movement from these guys. Sitting towards the bottom of Banana. They're not trying to push up individually anymore. Gonna make sure they're able to trade as they gain a little bit of control here. Jo still with the AWP, posted up on the first corner. Try boost over and catch him off guard. Swinging out, head spotted, and indeed they do. Despite a bit of damage going down to Mihu, still a man advantage in play for VP. The bomb making its way towards the B bomb site. Nemiga only have one player here with the rotation coming in from MDS. Should be cut off by a smoke in CT, leaving Box all alone on the bomb site if they push soon. Still taking their time though and allowing for rotations to come in.
Really indecisive from VP. They allow the rotate to come through. And like you were pointing out, the crossfire pays off. Eventually, VP decide it's time to go back towards A because Veggie has been able to push forward. He needs this fight. Veggie wins the duel. That cracks open the A bomb site, but the bomb's going back towards B. This is crazy talk. It's going to work, though. Nemiga have completely fallen for this. Hook, line, and sinker. They're going to try and move in towards A, but that bomb will be planted for free over on B, and Veggie will sneak away, and he's basically won his team the round with the presence he drew.
This could be it. This could be another round on the board for VP. It should be. Robo can pull off what would be a pretty nuts clutch. 8-50 in hand, running forward. Veggie catches him off, lands another. And it's going to be 8-7 as the half comes to a close. Now, that poses a bit of a question. Have Nemiga done enough? They managed to get all the way up to 8 rounds, which, as a general half score, I don't think is amazing. But considering how things started off, managing to win so many rounds in a row for them, that could put them up with a little bit of momentum to carry forward to their T side.
I'd say 8 rounds CT side is fine. It's about average. So considering they were so far behind earlier, I think Nemiga will be pretty happy with an 8-7.
LOOT.BET, made for live betting.
Well, we're about to find out how the pistol round is going to swing in this half, as an 8-7 scoreline is where we left things off, and it's been a very good half for Nemiga, I suppose, pulling it back, but still VP with enough rounds on the board to make things very scary if they win the pistol in the first buy round. So far, having a rough time the last couple rounds, and certainly not getting off to a better start here.
Love the confidence to just shoot one bullet to the head. Knew exactly what he was doing. Box buying up the P250 for the long-range fight. And that sometimes is something that the CTs don't expect. They maybe don't expect the P250 to be able to fight at such long range in the pistol round in comparison with the Glocks. And as Nemiga begin to group up towards B, VP have left the B bomb site at just the wrong time.
It is tragic. A completely open B bomb site that Nemiga are pushing towards. Smokes in CT cut off the entirety of the defensive side. There is a flank coming up though. Mihu gonna completely catch them off guard by the looks of things, but they're going back to check it. Now it gets dangerous. He finds one at least. The spams through the smoke, not gonna return anything as Mihu just keeps on fragging, bringing it to a 3 versus 3 with the MDS trade that went in just a couple seconds ago. Set up on the B bomb site in the post plants is a little dangerous. The Glock up close on the coffins with 2 players on Mihu's left here. He's going to have to peek into. 3 kills for him right now. And with Lollipop falling, it's all over. Snacks comes in with a double. But that round was all Mihu. A beautiful flank and a beautifully executed retake. That's a round on the board for VP. As Nemiga now have a bit of a troubling situation evolving for them.
Can you actually hit those fish in the fountain?
It looked like he killed one, but...
Did he?
It looked like it. He shot it and it disappeared, but maybe it swam away really fast.
I've never really messed around with the fish. Inferno's more known for the chickens, I suppose.
I heard you love messing around with the chickens.
Love it, love it. Who doesn't? Not really one for messing around with the fish, though. It's more messy with all the water involved. Nemiga, though, rushing B. No, they're not. They're just nade stacking top banana. But VP ready for it. They make sure they don't take too much early damage. And I think with a Deeg in play with some other pistols to back it up, they might as well just try this B play. This is about the best bet that Nemiga have to do anything in this round.
Going to be running straight into Snacks on this SMG. He's, of course, got the support on the bomb side as well. I think it's Veggie. 2 SMGs. Lots of mollies in play. As they push on forward, make a little bit of noise. There's the mollies in play. Keep them off from getting towards the bomb side itself, but still the pistols managed to find the kills. Jo there with a quick double off screen. The P250s. P250 only has one. Now puts them in a man disadvantage coming in for the retake. And 2 players have no armor, so it becomes a little easier, but pistols in play. You've already seen the damage from the P250. You've got a Deagle as well. MDS. A little bit sneaky is Jo, and actually does manage more, catching them off guard. What is that round from Nemiga? That's the second pistol round in a row where the victor of the pistol has fallen in the round thereafter.
That just came out of nowhere. I thought that VP would still be the favourites to win the retake, even after they lost the B site. But then they just get crushed. That's got to be disheartening for the Poles. Heading into the next round, they only get pistols. And Nemiga will look to just hold in a pretty standard default setup. They don't really want to be taking too much early aggression unnecessarily, but they've lost the opening fight. That nade stack onto Bialy does damage, and thankfully Nemiga gets the trade back in towards A. So it's a 1-for-1 trade at the start of the round, but there's a player up close to this broken wall. The push comes in, Box gets the kill full blind, and I think Nemiga should have done enough as they take the 2, make it a 3-man lead.
Well, unless Snacks is looking to find a quick 4K, it should be all but over. Only with armor and a 5.7, so saving this isn't going to be, you know, the top list of priorities. He's going to look for an exit to find an extra rifle for himself. Catches Lollipop off! No! You hate to see it. But Snacks taken down after whiffing the 5.7 shots, and his corpse is fired upon. 10-8. Nemiga looking fantastic here on the T side as they face into what should be a pretty free round. And you got to look at the stats overall for VP. You know, they've played this map twice versus FaZe and then Epsilon. They lost 16-9 to FaZe, beat Epsilon 16-12. But a lot of the time, all the rounds they found were on the T side, or at least a vast majority. It does put a bit of a question mark on their CT side based on what we're seeing so far. But we've yet to see a full buy from them. And we did see, you know, VP went way ahead in the T side. Then once Nemiga got the double op setup out, that's when things started to get scary. Maybe things are going to follow a similar pattern here for VP. Certainly shouldn't find any momentum in this round here. Objective, drop a couple rifles if they can. But with no upgraded pistols, that becomes a very, very difficult task to achieve. They're relying on the flashbang from Mihu, blinding the majority of their opponents and getting them a couple kills in the back of it. Big risk, but
timing looked okay, but as soon as the flashbang comes in, Nemiga play it safe. Then they have the players up close ready to clean up. You would think Nemiga would be aware that it's likely VP would fully stack the A site, considering they only had pistols. And you can see Robo has spotted out another man. Only Snacks left. Comes closer to the kill this time in the 1-on-5. But no cigar. No kills come through for VP. They will be getting a buy into this round, but this is starting to get a little scary for Virtus.pro now. We're heading into the later stages of this game, and if they were to lose this round especially, Nemiga would have a very, very significant lead.
So right now it's Box and MDS actually top fragging with 15 kills. Box on 98 ADR so far, which actually surpasses everybody on the VP side. They're having a very, very rough time right now. Ali performing the best throughout the majority of the rounds. We're on an 11-8 scoreline. This is starting to get scary, but perhaps this is where VP pull it back. They've got their rifles out, the full buy now. One of their last chances to really make this damage happen. Nemiga come into this round with a stacked up economy. Remember, if they lose this, they're going to be easily able to buy for at least 2 more rounds. The bomb plants as well, perhaps a third even to be built on. The only weakness for Nemiga at the moment is Jo on an SMG. He's got utility to play a support role. You can see him supporting his teammate on his shoulders. He boosts him up in banana. So they'll still be taking pretty much every fight with AKs, and then Jo able to pick up a rifle once one of his teammates falls. Stacking up towards B early on. They're setting up for util usage. VP do have 2 players here again. One over towards the CT spawn though, which will cause a little bit of difficulty coming in for this.
VP have basically no information right now. They're playing really passive on both sides of the map. They've made the right read, though. They have stacked a third man back towards the B site. But at the same time, once this execute comes in, these smokes will be a problem for the VP guys. The trade frags seem unlikely. Veggie up close, gets traded on, and Nemiga will continue to run on towards this site. Awkward fights come through. It's into a 2v3, and Nemiga are incredibly low on health. The bomb has been dropped. They have to commit to this B site. They have to get that bomb back. But as the smokes begin to fade, this feels almost impossible for the T's now.
Yeah, indeed. It's a difficult road to walk, as VP have had that shutdown, and Nemiga, they do have a lot of money in the bank, but with so little time left, they don't feel confident going in for it. 2 AKs alongside armor to be saved over. It's what they're saving over surpasses their loss bonus. So it makes sense. We will see a full investment from them in the next round. As to whether Jo will be taking an AWP this time instead of his SMG, we shall see. And see the T sides a lot of the time taking AKs. I think he's just taking a moment to ponder what he wants to pull out. Goes with the AK eventually alongside util, which keeps his money kind of in line with the rest of his team outside of MDS, who's now starting to feel a little bit of a pinch on 1900. But even still, a full buy is definitely possible for the next round. So VP do still have a lot to build on. You know, if they lose this one, or if they take damage and then lose 2 to 3 rifles and then lose the next round, they won't be able to rebuy. Nemiga definitely have the upper hand in rounds and indeed the economic game for now. And still no AWP to come out on the CT side. They just can't afford to pull them out.
Nemiga posturing in towards banana. Box took that, or sorry, not Box, JYO took that early nade right to the face. Went down to 42 health, I think just from the 1 nade. And Lollipop will also be taking some early nade damage. Nice little start for VP. Not exactly an opening kill, but again, VP playing this round pretty similarly to the previous one. Very passive across the board. They're holding back from the bomb sites. It paid off for them on that last round with their B hold, but this time they've got 3 players stacked towards A. And with the clock running down, we've seen basically no action in this round, Mitch, and there are only 39 seconds left.
That clock is running down 30 with no damage done. No,
one of the Nemiga players lagged out.
Oh, yes, indeed. You got 2 snatchies on the board by Ali infiltrating the terrorist side. And the problem is damage has been done, right? So we can't reset this round. It has to be played out as is. Veggie taking down Jo. Push coming forward. MDS is locked out. And at this point, 8 seconds left. They got to go for a save. They can't afford to push in on this. They just didn't have time to get on that bomb site, get the bomb planted, and indeed with the man disadvantage they were forced into. That's 11 to 10. VP come out on top in the round, and again, that is just standard rule set. Once damage is done in a round, you can't reset it no matter what happens. Pause comes in.
I almost wonder if it's like their in-game leader that lagged out, because they just looked so indecisive as soon as that player was gone. Like the whole round, they did nothing. Maybe they just didn't realize their in-game leader had lagged out or something. I don't know.
I did. Let me see. It was Box that lagged out by the looks of things. Yeah. He's back though. He's ready to rumble. I've seen the comparison of the AWP players there, Jo and Snatchy. So far, Snatchy doing better on everything except for opening kills. Or sorry, Jo doing better on everything. Snatchy winning at the opening kills. It's in general, I think VP have been doing pretty well at finding openings. They're on 11 right now, connecting 10 rounds in total. It's not putting them in too bad of a position. But I feel like there's just been a lot of rounds where they've definitely been in a positive position. They've looked pretty good, and it's been taken out of their hands. Certainly in the first half anyways, when they were on their T side, where they'd find advantages and then over-aggress, where they'd just be way too slow pushing the bomb site after finding the opening, so the rotations would come in and they'd still commit towards that bomb site, but with like a 20-second lag window.
Yeah, it's been a very scrappy game throughout, to be honest. There's been quite a few rounds where I feel like it's come down to teams making mistakes that's really made the difference. We've seen like so many rounds where there have been like a bunch of smokes towards a site, and then you get all these awkward trades. And it seems like VP is starting to get the best of those trades towards the bomb sites. Then again, in the last 2 rounds, Nemiga have waited late on and then tried to take the B site and not found success. So maybe it's time for Nemiga to switch something up slightly on their T side. I think we need to see at least a little more early aggression from Nemiga. Either take map control or try and take some early fights, because you're just letting VP sit back, hold their nades, and then counter your push. And it's just a little too easy for the Poles right now.
Right now, I mean, I'm very surprised that Nemiga are putting up such a good fight considering how we started out here, but I feel like it's kind of been VP slowing down a little bit. They've been changing how they're approaching the round. We've seen some gaps appear in some chinks in their armor appear. That was my favorite expression that the machine used. And you got tweeted out a lot after that.
Oh, why is Lollipop killing chicken? You know, that's karma. He kills the chicken, his teammate dies on the other side of the map. Luckily, Box gets the trade, and that's what I wanted to see more of. Some early aggression from Nemiga. Now this forces VP to make some decisions in this 4v4. They have to decide if they want to rotate towards B, and with that rotation coming through, this leaves the 2 CTs kind of isolated from each other on the separate bomb sites. So this needs to be a good A-hold from VP.
Indeed it does, and both in the pit. The Molotov goes down, forcing one out into the open. Anyways, Bialy just decides to walk out by himself. All right, no molly on him, but now perhaps they're not going to expect Mr. Cat to be here. Mihu, who's already done quite a lot of damage, finds himself another, drops the bomb, slows down this push, 30 seconds on the clock. Lollipop's ready for the flank coming up behind, but even still, Snatchy's going to be winning that one, leaving MDS all alone. He's trying to win this 1 versus 2. Pit control is his, but he has to get that bomb. Drops Snatchy, picks it up, and he can get the bomb plant in now. Got to be careful. Snacks is spotted, though. Headshot connected. 12-10. Nemiga walk away with another round on the board, and VP, I can't believe they've let that one go after such a favorable position for them.
Yeah, the team play not there in the 1-on-2. MDS allowed to take those 2 1-on-1 fights. It seemed like Snacks wasn't sure whether he wanted to quickly try and trade or just sit back. And eventually he just decided to play it passive, wait for the bomb plant, assuming he could maybe get an advantage that way. MDS read him like a book. I think I just combined 2 names. JDS is a new name. Works though. MDS gets the round win, and you can see what it means for VP. That round could have been the difference maker, because VP are left on pistols for the follow-up round. He gets a little close on the wall bang, but will not be connecting early into this one. Nemiga will posture for position into Banana once again, taking control. VP haven't looked too interested in fighting for that Banana control, so I like that Nemiga keep going back here because it gives them quite a few more early options.
For VP losing the player early on, look at the rotations that have been dragged towards the bomb side of B. All the pistols going to be stacked up there.
Oh, no.
Okay. Well, it was looking good, Hockett. It was looking like they were going to find a free A bomb site, but now that the rotations they've dragged have come into effect, they're going to run right into a firing squad of pistols. This gets dangerous.
They've They've got the TT smoke. They've got the opening as well. And oh, JYO comes in with the follow-up. Mihu spamming away, gets a couple of kills. But it's not going to be enough. VP puts up a decent fight towards the B site with the pistols, but they could not get the round win. And this is in big part thanks to these entries from JYO. Maybe gets a little fortunate on that shot through the smoke, but I'm pretty sure he would have heard the steps to go for the pre-fire there. And as soon as you get those two openings, it just makes the B side take so much easier.
At this point, the VP at least have the double up setup out. This is the difference maker, right, for Nemiga that we saw in the previous half. This is where they could be able to pull themselves back ahead, but Nemiga at the moment, the one's looking unstoppable. They take some damage early on. MDS and JO go down low. Gearing up towards the A bomb site. Yeah, found a kill here. That smoke's kind of deterred them a little bit, though. You can see they were inching forward. They were thinking about pushing this. They had their util set up, but they're going to wait a little bit now. They've gained apps control. Send a box over towards Banana. Get a bit of util out there. See if there's anyone floating around. Any kills to be found. We've seen again and again. These guys don't necessarily commit to these takes early on. But if they do go towards the A bomb site, look at what they'll be walking into. They got Snatchy on an AWP. He's locking down long. They're actually pushing towards at the moment. He backs out of there. Doesn't want to take that fight. Instead, going into the pit. This opens up CT as a split towards B potential for Nemiga, but they don't seem to want to take that just yet. Instead, going straight towards the bomb site, catching Snatchy in the open. He stayed on that side of the smoke. Mihu comes in with a double on the AUG. Bayali above the smoke lands another and keeps the CTs alive. With that pick for Robo, though, a 2v2 retake is going to have to ensue, and that doesn't look so good for VP. They have at least got the AWP, so if Snatchy can find an opening, this could look a lot better for them. But Snacks is dealt with. Oh, sorry, it was Snacks, not Snatchy. I'm just so used to seeing Snatchy with the op. Of course, he got dropped in the open earlier on. But yeah, Veggie 1v2. I'm not feeling it. They've got good positions here. They got the crossfire.
There it is. Robo strikes true with the AWP. Very fast reactions from Lollipop as well. Found the instant headshot on towards Snacks to get the earlier advantage. And Nemiga looking good right now. 4-round lead for the T's, heading into a round where I think VP's money will be a little awkward. Oh, in fact, they have to save. This sucks for VP. They're 14-10 down. They're probably going to have to concede map point over to Nemiga here, unless they can pull off something crazy with the pistols. And surely this is the sort of round, Mitch, where you feel like you should take some sort of gamble. But again, VP sit back in their default setup, and I just don't see how they're going to win the round off the back of this.
Well, Hawk, at this point, I think we've got to expect the map pick of Nemiga to be pulled back into their grasps. I'm kind of thinking now at this point, well, look, VP still have a chance, right? There's still the opportunity. This round probably won't see much for them with the pistols in play. And Nemiga pushing forward. They're together. There's not too much potential to find individual kills, although Snatchy does come in with a quick double on the P250. He's still going to be in a 1 versus 2. Low HP on both players. This could have gotten out of hand pretty quickly. Robo's got an AWP posted up. MDS finishes Snatchy off, though, so 15-10. That's what I was expecting. A lot closer than expected, but still comes through. And we got to ask ourselves the question, as we move over to Nuke, how do we feel about these guys? Do we feel that Nemiga has shown us enough that they're going to be favored up against VP on Nuke? Because, look, it's not like Nuke is VP's specialty. It's not like they're undefeated there. They've lost it to Optic, to Sprout. They barely beat North on it. I think considering this performance, I don't feel too bad about Nemiga even taking this a 2-0.
It's looking good for them here on Inferno, but first they need to make sure they focus on the map at hand. 5 map points feels very good for Nemiga, but it's not guaranteed just yet. They're against the full buy of VP. Snatchy gets the AWP into his hands. Again, I really feel as though VP probably need to be playing a little more aggressively on at least one side of the map. This time, they will start to fight in towards B, and a push is starting to come in towards mid. This is what was needed, but it goes against them. Trades just keep on coming into a 3 versus 3, and in comes that push down mid. Box is going to hear this. The pre-fire nearly pays off for him. The bomb is dropped in towards T-ramp. That could be awkward. Mihu might have an angle on that one. Box emerges through the smoke. We're into a 2-on-2, and this has been such an awkward round, but it's VP with the 3-on-2 with the man advantage, and that means Nemiga have got to make a play here. Box trying to run up through top mid, however he will not get the option for an opening kill, and there's a CT in second mid who could stop the bomb from crossing to the site. This is all sorts of ridiculous right now, Mitch. Oh my god, Bialy turns at just the wrong time. What is happening in this round? Mihu is still in apartments. The bomb can't get to the site right now. This is a huge problem.
Yeah, look at the time, man. 15 seconds on the clock. He's going to have to rush through apps. He's going to jump down to the bomb site. Now, unless Box checks this angle, Mihu could have just... Oh, he walks out. Oh, my God, no. Robo takes it with the P250. 3 seconds, the bomb goes down. If he just stayed in that position, he had it. They couldn't plant the bomb, but he pushed forward. Now, Snacks has to win a 1v2 to keep them alive on this map. VP had it in their hands. This is devastating. An AWP on Robo here. Pete comes out. Box is down. It's all on to Robo with a P250. He's found the last 2 kills.